Hey, what's going on, everybody? Big Country here. Welcome back to Country Living, and welcome to what I believe right now in my little vaping career is a review on, I think, is probably the best tank, me personally, that I've ever tried. We're talking about the Captain Sub Ohm Tank from iJoy. Alright, so I just got done recording the up close of it because I've had this thing in my possession for a couple of weeks now, and I have used it almost damn near daily for the past like 2 weeks with this same coil. I wanted to check the coil quality before, on camera. So I've been using this, and I use sweet juices. I use my fucking Jagoda Red, Jagoda Blue, my Garlic Scotch, of course, banana or pudding, Crepe Escape. All my juices that I make are very, very, very sweet. I wanted to check out how the coil is going to stand up in this thing at 115 watts. This is a 60 to 120 watt coil inside of here. So I just did the overhead, so let's go down and check out how the package comes and what you get with it, and look at the result of that coil after 2 weeks and 1,200 puffs later of my sweet ass juices. Alright guys, this here is the iJoy Captain Sub Ohm Tank. This is the package that it comes in. Of course, Cloud Vapor. This is Cloud Vapor, no threaded coil head, convenient for replacing, designed and manufactured by iJoy. iJoy there, and you got your little scratch and check here. Talks about it and so forth. It says tip right here: the CA2 and CA8 coil heads are more suitable for high VGE juice. Enjoy the vaping. Product includes one Captain Sub Ohm Tank, one CA2 coil 0.3 ohm 60 to 80 watt, which is pre-installed, one CA8 coil 0.15 ohm for 60 to 100 watts, a replacement glass, 510 drip tip adapter, and a vape band. And the social media and so forth, manufacturer information, and on the side you got this big old intrusive thing, keep out of reach of minors. There's got to be a better way of doing this stuff. So anyway, let's open this up. There's a sleeve, and this is how you're presented. Nice little clear packaging, Oh, and even the back here has product features, which is a 4 ml juice capacity, 25 millimeter in diameter, fast unscrew top refill design, no threaded coil head, convenient for replacing, gold-plated coil head connection, unique heat productivity, reduced groove design, the smoothest airflow and the best flavor, unique design CA2 and CA8 coil system is more suitable for high VGE juices, and Cloud Vapor. Of course, another warning thing. Alright, so let's open this up. Now this here is the extra coil that comes with it. This is actually the one that came installed. This is the 0.3 ohm 60 to 80 watt coil. So let's see if we can get a look at it here. This is the CA2 60 to 80 watts. No threading, you can see that. There is no threading at all. It goes in here. This is a rather unique tank, and I like this. I've used a few tanks, but so far I think this is probably one of the better ones that I've used. You can't really see inside there because it has the machining around here at the top to where you can't actually see the cotton. You just kind of see the inside of the coils. Single coils, all it is, or single holes down through the middle of it. So like I said, that's the pre-installed one. I just wanted the 1.5 ohm, the higher wattage one. And let's see what else you get here. You get this extra glass. And in your bag here, you get a vape band, purple vape band. I don't know why it's purple. One O-ring, one top gasket, and then you have 510 drip tip adapter. Alright, this right here, this is the star of the show. Start from the top. The drip tip or the mouthpiece they have on here is not horrible. I mean, I used it for a while. It's not too bad. You can just pop it right off, and you can use. Can't use your Guinness. See, like this is the regular goon style, Kennedy style. Actually, this Ultimate one goes in pretty okay. I mean, it's loose. It won't stay in there at all because it does not have an O-ring in the center here. What you can use your TF-V8 drip tips. And those of you that don't know the difference between a Goon style drip tip and a TF-V8 drip tip, it's right here. Goon style drip tip has no O-rings around it, and the TF-V8 style does. That's the difference. So with the O-ring around the tip, you can use that right on top of here. Really good. Now to fill this bad boy, all you gotta do is untwist the top of the tank. Just a couple twists and you got nice huge juice port holes in there. It just goes right down the center there. Now the threading on this can be a little, could be a little better because sometimes it takes a little bit to get in there. But overall it's okay. It's not horrible, but sometimes you get lucky and don't have to work too much. But I purposely not shown this for 2 weeks. I've had this thing in my possession for 2 weeks now. I've got over 1,000 puffs on this coil here. Just on this coil, like about 1,200 puffs. And you know the juices that I use. I use a lot of sweet, a lot of gunk, a lot of all that stuff. All my juices are sweet. So I want to check out the performance of this coil, see what it looks like when we take it out. Because we're going to change, maybe not change, but I want to see this coil when we get in here. But look at the body here. Just say Captain right here along the top cap. And what I do like about this is the bottom airflow here. It does go all the way around. I mean, it's non-stop. So when you're open, it's just open straight through. But what I like about this is because since the airflow does not stop, it's kind of hard to take this off an atomizer, or it could be kind of hard to take them off an atomizer or take it apart. But what they have a solid pace here. You see how the airflow is just moving right here? Adjustable airflow is moving alone. But this piece right here it doesn't move. You just twist it. Makes it a lot easier to have something to grip onto as opposed to having a bottom airflow that does not grip anything. So right here's your airflow, and I'm juicy. There we go. You can see it kind of turning now. My fingers are slipping. But you get the idea. And this right here is the coil. It's just press fit it in, and boom, you've heard that suction break. All right, let's wipe this thing off. Let's look at this coil. Let's look at this coil. I'm just anxious to see this coil, to see how well it's handled the sweetness of my juices. All right, so there we go. Wiped off as much as it's going to be wiped off. You see right here. This is the CA8 coil. Register at 0.15 ohm from 60 to 120 watts. Now the box said this was a 60 to 100 watts. Is that what it said? This is the CA8 coil. Yeah, the CA8 coil on the box right here says 60 to 100 watts, but the coil says 60 to 120 watts. I would go on the coil, because I've been vaping this thing about 115, and as I was reading the specs here a few minutes ago, I was like, I'm not getting no burnt cotton. So if I look in here, honestly, after as much juice as I put in here, the cotton, this coil is not that bad versus some of the TF tanks that I have used and those coils. These coils, see, I mean, it's not white, of course, but it's not black either. It's gray, and especially on the sides here, you know, it's just gray. It's not, and there's not even a dark gray either, so it's not a burnt thing, because I'm still getting good flavor off this thing. So I'm just going to reuse this thing for sure. So let's get the rest of this tank apart. I haven't done this yet, actually, so this will be the first time for both of us. Alright, so that screws right off the top cap. And this is your housing for the coil. This is your cage, so to speak. Your juice wicks or juice flow goes through the hose there, and it goes right into your wick, right into your coil. And what holds this in here, the pressure fitting. See that O-ring right here on the coil? It goes right inside the housing here, and just pops right in. That O-ring is what keeps it there. This is nice. It's thin chimney. So we just put this back on the O-ring or the coil and so forth. Just screw it back into the deck. Not too tight, of course, you don't want to break anything. And we'll screw this back onto the chimney. That threading is good. So there's that. Of course, we'll thread the top back on. But the first thing I'm going to do, though, before we go back up top and I'll fill this thing up, is I'm going to go clean this thing out. I'm going to go clean it, dry it up, get it nice and clean, and then we'll go back up. I'll fill it up, and then we'll be back up top to talk about it. Oh, let's look at the bottom. Designed by iJoy, Captain. There we go, that's the bottom. Alright, we took her apart, got her all cleaned up, got her filled up, and just look at the production. I mean, first of all, let's listen to the sounds. That's wide open. That's half. This is about an eighth or a quarter. I mean, it's not real loud. I mean, I've heard louder. It seems like the airflow is just smoother in this thing. It's a wide open ports, man. And I usually don't like wide open in my ports. I usually kind of run this like maybe halfway at times, depending on my mood, I guess. And it's just really good, nice, solid airflow. And the flavor on a coil, granted, nowhere near an RDA, RTA or anything like that. But the flavor on this coil, my roommate was surprised. He was like, dude, you using a tank? I'm like, yeah. I'm digging this tank. Right now, this is my favorite tank. I need to get some more coil heads because I do not want to use that 80 watt coil 0.3. I'm going to go see if there's any other ones where I can go a little higher wattage. But 115 on this 120 coil, 0.15 coil has been satisfying for me. But look at this vapor production with at 115 watts. I mean, fucking chucking the clouds for days. I mean, it's there. It's there. That was 1.3 second pull. Let me turn it down to like 105. Let's go 98. 98. See, let's do like a 2 second pull and see what happens. .7 second pull. You look at the puff counter there. I'm at 2181, and when I picked this thing up again, the Captain, I was under 1,000. So I've done put this thing through its test, and I've dropped this thing a couple of times. And I know it's glass, so glass is going to break. But I've been lucky that when I did drop it, it kind of dropped like on the drip tip here, like kind of at an angle like this, and then when it smashed like that. The mod got a little scratched on the backside of the Captain logo. The screen was all right, but it withstood the drop. I mean, I dropped it on gravel right getting out of my car, so it may be a 2 foot drop, but still, I don't like dropping my shit. Everybody drops their stuff, but it did handle the drop that I put it through. A couple things that people might not like is, I mean, I like to see an RBA with this thing, even though I haven't used any RBAs in tanks yet. But the way that I vape these days, I think an RBA would have to just come standard in this. And the coils, man, I haven't done the research on where the coils are, but I will have links in the description after I go to editing. You'll have links in the description of where you can pick up the Sub Ohm Tank and some replacement coil heads for it. But overall, man, I would say, because I've used all the baby tanks, I've been through all of them. I haven't done reviews on them, but I've been through all the baby tanks, the Baby Beast, the Big Baby Beast, TFV8, TFV12. I've been through all of them, and multiple coils for each of them. And I've done the Scion Tank. I did not like the Scion Tank. I just did not like it, which is why I'm giving it away. Micah should be having it here in a couple days anyway. But this Captain Tank, I can't say enough about it. I really like it. And what better way to test it out than on the Captain itself? So if you haven't seen the review for the Captain, it'll be up in here somewhere. You can go check it out. But it's really good. I like this tank. Things that could be better though, I mean, the biggest thing that bugs me is the top fill cap. Because, you know, when I take it off, the threading, you can hear it's kind of like, Yankee. But sometimes, unless you get lucky, well, I got lucky that time. It went right on, no problem. Sometimes you got to work it a little bit just to get it to catch threads. But other than that, honestly, I can't say much shit about I can't talk much shit about this thing. It survived my drop. I didn't do a drop test per se, but it survived when I dropped it. The flavor is really, really good for a tank. Again, nowhere near like an RDA or a single coil or anything like that, but the flavor is really good for a tank. I'm pleased with this thing. So if you're looking for a good tank, I do believe this is a good one to go get. Again, I'll have links in the description, and they just announced a Captain RTA coming out here soon, so I'm definitely going to pick that up, because if it's anything compared to this, then it's going to be a good one. So I'm going to pick that up and try that out for sure. But that's it for today. I do appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. And for you DIYers out there, be sure to check out the description on the top of my DIY section, where you can get my Crepe Escape recipe from Bull City Flavors at a discounted price. You can get all 3 flavors needed in that for that recipe, and it's a discounted price, like $11.50 something for all 8 10 ml bottles. And you can make like 200 mils with that. So, or if you want to go 1 ounce bottles, it's like 24 something, and you can get like 600 mils of juice. But you get them as a discounted price in the discounted price link. Or you can go choose the other pack where you can just select your own. But if you get them all together, you save one of those flavors for sure. And also the FDA, man, they're trying to kick our ass. We need to make sure that we are educating, doing our part, and advocating. Educating, not humiliating. We need to educate, not humiliate. If someone comes at you attacking you for vaping, we just got to try to control ourselves. I'm having trouble doing that myself, but I'm working on it. We just have to look at the bigger picture. We cannot take these attacks on us, personally, and people just don't know. And it's not their fault they don't know. Well, maybe it is, but it's all the bad publicity they see. They just see one bad thing or hear one bad thing, and all of a sudden it's gospel, right? So, but yeah, that's going to be it for today. I do thank you very much for watching. The very, very grateful for your support so far, the continued support, and we're approaching 1K. The first thing we need to do is hit 800 so I can do the announcement video. Man, you know how I said there's going to be 2 prizes? Now there's 3 winners. 3 winners, 3 packages I've put together so far. I'd like to get 5 packages. So, baby, I'm getting excited. Just waiting for some other people to contact me back. And once I do, the 800 video will explain the 1K details. Oh, I just can't wait. I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for you, the winners. But that's it for the last time. I've said that's it for the day many times, haven't I? But until next video, just keep on vaping and living, baby.